is Daily Blast Live. We're talking about what you're talking about.
Get real.
No.
This
Just
is
stop.
a sham.
It's finally here. Drum roll.
Welcome to DBL. Happy Friday.
Woo!
I looked over and you did a little swapperoo and
I know.
Sam Shocker jumped in
And
here.
I need to pull my little chair up. There we go.
Get cozy.
I am.
It's Friday.
Eric and I have the same pants on.
Oh, we do.
That's amazing.
I put the boots on though.
But look, we're the same.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
We're the legging sisters.
Yeah.
Oh, fun.
The exact same leggings. Tori feels left out.
Yeah, that's fun. I have legs.
That's how it goes.
Yeah.
That's how it goes. All right, let's get to it, guys. We're going to start by talking about some Hollywood exes who are getting along, and one couple might even be getting back together. So Jason Sudeikis and Olivia Wilde were recently spotted hugging, which sparked rumors, of course, of a reconciliation. According to some tabloids, they settled their custody battle and are both very single ever since Olivia split from Harry Styles. But they're focusing on just being friends right now. And Gwyneth Paltrow, Tori's favorite, shared this selfie with her ex-husband Chris Martin, wishing a happy birthday to the sweetest father and friend, adding, quote, "We love you." And nearly a year after announcing her divorce, comedian Ali Wong says she's best friends with her ex. Ali told The Hollywood Reporter she had a very unconventional divorce, but are still very close. She even plans to take her ex and their two daughters on the road with her for her next stand-up tour, where she plans to tell jokes about her current dating life.
That's amazing.
Yep.
But Jason, if you are the real life Ted Lasso, just say that. I mean, it just.
I get
say
a Ted
it.
Lasso vibes from that too. Yes.
I know. But no, I think that this is. I think if you can have an ex in any capacity and have either cordially distance yourself or cordially figure out a way to make this work. In all of these situations, they have children involved, and I think that's how grown folks grown.
Yeah.
You don't agree?
No, I do. I just think I wish this were the norm. I sort of wish, I'm like, it's weird that we're talking how crazy this is when you think you'd wish this is the norm. But I think divorce is changing. The word divorce doesn't mean acrimonious custody. It can mean more fluidity. It can be co-parenting. It can be in the same house. I lived with my ex for a year in the same apartment for financial reasons. He stayed in one bedroom, I stayed in another, and we both dated other people.
Mm-hmm. I think that's okay. I think if you
Yeah.
I'm friends with my exes. If you truly love someone, you can, it takes work because
Right.
it's hard to go from, okay, I once was sexually active with this person. I can't believe I said it.
Tell us
Ew.
more, Sam. Tell us more.
Do you have any more health class analogies you want
Once
to share?
were sexual and now you're found. Yeah.
My point is that if you can love the person in the next chapter and be able to let go of your ego and your jealousy,
Yeah.
if you love that person, you want them to be happy. So it's all about checking the old ego. That's all I'm trying to say.
Illegal, sexually active.
Sexually active. It's Friday. We can,
Sorry, Jeff.
I'm perfectly comfortable with the term. Yeah,
Sexual activity.
yeah. We're all adults here. I think you should get divorced and have
Sexually active.
sexual activity if you want. Yeah. All right. We have a couple of stories. I was going to use it again, but I'm not. We have a couple of stories of performers who didn't like when their fans had their phones out. So, first in this TikTok video, Chris Brown was singing while a fan was sitting in a chair on stage, right? She has her phone out the whole time, so Chris takes her phone and throws it into the crowd. But some comments suggest the whole thing might have been staged.
I don't think it was.
Let's see. Ooh, I don't know. Then in a video obtained by TMZ, Travis Scott grabs the phone of a fan filming him and tosses it. The man told TMZ the phone hit him in the head and cracked the screen. Now he plans to file a police report and civil lawsuit against Travis. Do you guys, maybe Sam, do you remember the Seinfeld episode way back in the day when that girl's beeper was going off and there with Tolstoy or whatever, and she throws it out the window and it hits the woman in the head?
How do you know it? And I watch Seinfeld every night.
It's when they take the author and put him in the limo.
Is it Tolstoy?
And
Not
yet
Tolstoy,
some
but
famous, like,
Tolstoyevsky or
yeah,
whatever.
Dostoevsky or something like that. Yeah,
and it
I
hits
remember.
the woman in the head and it keeps beeping.
Darn, I guess I got to watch that episode. I thought
Someone
I
out
watched
there
them
got the
all.
reference. They're like, yeah, I know what you're talking about. What do you think about the performers throwing fans' phones?
It feels a bit team too much, but I also have never been in a situation where there's hundreds, if not thousands, of phones in my face at all times, and that's got to be really team too much. I think people need to have a natural respect for other people's personal space. In this situation, he invited her up there. What's the girl gonna do? Of course she's gonna do that. I don't know if it was staged or not, but I am curious if that phone hit anybody in the crowd in the head, because then you got a problem.
Yeah, especially yeah, I agree with you. At some point, what worries me is throwing it, because you're going to hit someone and you're going to be sued no matter what. But I can't imagine that it's comfortable with this. And then even when you're doing something live and you're doing it like on the moment, she still takes her phone out. I get that you want to be in the moment.
It kind of feels, listen.
It's not okay to throw the phone.
No, I agree with everything you both said, but I'll just say this. I would imagine being a performer and inviting someone up on the stage and they're so focused on trying, it would feel triggering to me. Like, are you not trying to enjoy this moment?
Totally.
Like, give me your phone. No, screw that. So I do understand why he did it, but it's not right.
Do you think it's a generational thing? And I don't want to make the divide here, but do you think the younger generation is so used? They were born with this thing in their hand. And so when something happens to them, they want to film every moment for that TikTok, for those likes,
but it can come off disrespectful.
Yeah.
But I don't think they even know a different way. And I'm trying not to be disrespectful to the younger generation, but do they know how to just enjoy something? Could they go for a walk, or do they have to Instagram that walk?
That's so weird. Kate Winslet just spoke about it and said her kids don't have social media because she wants them to look at a cloud and not photograph the cloud. She just wants them to enjoy it without having to then take a photo and see if it looks like it's a weird reality that you're doubling down and not just enjoying it in the moment.
I think we're going to get back to that. I think social media is still so new, and having your phones and being able to do everything with your smartphone, if you look at it generationally, it's really only one generation behind us. So I think eventually we are going to see a rejection of it, and we're going to see that pendulum swing backwards where people are going to hopefully find a healthy balance. But right now, I don't think we are.
And I'm just curious of where that healthy balance is, because what I've noticed is the less that I am putting my personal life on social media, which my social media is mainly just work. It's not a lot of personal stuff. But then I neglect to I don't have photos of the last time that I was with my nieces. Like, that's a year of their life that I'll never document because I didn't take the picture. Or, when I was in LA and I was with one of my best friends in the world, I have no picture. We have no pictures together for like years. We see each other once a year and we never take pictures. And so it's almost this weird switch in your head where you're like, no, I'm going to be in the moment. And then you're like, but I have no proof the moment even happened. It's like weird.
Can I leave you guys with a little button that I just heard in regard to grief? And I think it's important that you said that. Like with parents, you typically don't, I'm not in a lot of the pictures with my children, and a mother who was reflecting on losing her partner had said, I wish that my partner was in more pictures with our kids. Because when they try and look back at when daddy was here, there's no pictures of them with daddy. Because like, how many pictures do you take of the boys, but you're not in that photo?
Right. That's a good
so
point.
now I'm trying to be more cognizant to have Mark and I in photos with them, God forbid that happens, or to just document those memories.
Right.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah.
No, it's good. Good idea. All right. So, sexual activity. All right. So, Matthew McConaughey's wife. This is actually this story freaks me out. I don't know about you guys, but Matthew McConaughey's wife Camilla was on a Lufthansa flight that hit extreme turbulence earlier this week. I hate turbulence. In an Instagram post, Camilla said the plane dropped almost 4,000 feet. In her words, after it hit what's known as a clear air turbulence. But CBS News says the plane only dropped 200 feet. Either way, Camilla shared video of the aftermath. Bread was all over the cabin because the crew was in the middle of serving meals. 7 people were injured and taken in the hospital. Luckily, nobody died, but wow. I do not like flying. I don't know why. I've done all sorts of crazy things in my life, but just a little turbulence, I get like sweaty palms. I don't like it. I'm uncomfortable. If a plane dropped, whether it's 200 feet or 4,000, I don't know if I'd know the difference in the moment. I'd be freaked out.
And I think, honestly, I've learned just from like studying like air patterns, because I wanted to like make myself more, knowledge is power. That turbulence.
Are you doing that Friday? Tonight's Friday.
Tonight's Friday night. Yeah, I'm going out with my forum. Yeah, we are all going out. But it really does nothing. It's never taken a plane down. Turbulence has never hurt anything. So it's okay to learn. But when you drop and the stomach goes before your body, like in a roller coaster, there's nothing not innately terrifying about that. So at that point, I think all of us are like, ah!
I was mocking you, but that's great advice, because a pilot told me that once. So like, listen, man,
it's never
if you really want to worry, it's about landing and taking off.
Exactly.
No planes ever went down because of turbulence.
That's right.
And I think that in my head every time I fly.
Tori's the type of person, because we all have known that you've intervened many times on flights.
Many times.
Tori's
as a medic.
I'm
not a doctor.
She's not, but she's intervened.
I would imagine you screaming to everybody, it's just turbulence.
Absolutely.
It will not
It's an
take us down."
airflow. Everyone chill.
I had my Friday night class.
It's true, because once you're more educated about it, you do feel better. But the drop, that's the one, like, anybody is going to feel like an elevator. That's archetypal fear. Just
Yeah.
the worst type of animalistic fear.
Yeah, that's why I know on every airline where beverage service starts, and I sit in that row.
So you get a drink first?
So I get the first drink. Yeah.
Oh my God, she's doing better with her research.
Yeah. You should
Does
know.
turbulence scare you or no?
No, because I know where the bev card starts.
Erica's also been known to take my drinks when I fall asleep.
Oh yeah, we do have. You know what? At the end of the show, I think we could actually get that video of me stealing Sam's drink when she was sleeping.
All right.
That's
We're going to get that
awesome. Yep,
video.
that's
Coming up on DBL, our interview with Real Housewife and actress Garcelle Beauvais. And Chance the Rapper's daughter has a cute fangirl moment.
so cute.
Erica's telling us all about it in Erica's segment, Tori.
Sorry.
What Erica's watching.
Sorry. Tori
I
watched
ran into them at the end. Somebody roll the clip.
Let's make sure we have Jeff's sex tape.
Wow, things are getting spicy here at DBL.
Cold-hearted snake, look into his eyes.
Let's roll that again, everybody.
We're talking about Chance the Rapper coming up, and I do want to say yesterday.
right now.
Well, yeah, isn't that weird?
Yeah.
So I posted this, That's My Jam from Jimmy Fallon. I didn't know this was a year ago, so I'm a little embarrassed. But Chance went on, and it's like a musical variety show, and you spin a wheel, and he got musical genre challenge. And he had to mix Nelly's It's Getting Hot in Here into a country western style, okay? And it is the best song I have ever heard, and I can't stop listening to it. And it's just now gone viral on Reddit, which
You
is
make
why.
a lot of references to Nelly's It's Getting Hot in Here. I just want to let you know.
Do you think, like,
She goes, her. Yeah.
Is it? And he says her, but I don't think I could say it's getting hot in her.
Yeah, I don't think we should say
I don't think so, too.
But I believe, the lyric is her.
It's her.
Yeah.
And he's just like bodacious, and it's all country and
Yep.
twangy, and
Wow.
it shows you what a good musician Chance the Rapper is. Because the band just starts giving a country beat, and he takes over. And by the whole time, you're singing, "Take your clothes off," and it's all.
Chance the Rapper.
Yeah.
Eric just saw him at the airport with his.
Isn't that crazy?
With his child.
I find him very talented.
It was right before the story.
Okay. If not,
Because the story is about what
An
happened
airplane.
on the plane.
So was it before it happened?
It was. I saw him before. Yeah.
Oh, no
right,
way.
When they were leaving to get support.
Yeah, and how good is Lauren Short? Amazing. Yeah, Chance the Rapper. I'm starting to also maybe get tickets for
I sent it to Sierra.
Disney on
Dave.
Ice.
No, Dave Matthews Band. That's the whitest thing I've ever said.
Thank you.
Dave Matthews Band. That is super preppy.
Tori, you're doing this, by the way.
Okay. Do you shop at J. Crew too? Talk about vanilla. What's that? It's all on tape. Even me doing the intro?
Tori shops, I feel like, at Chico's and White House Black
My
Market.
mother and sister.
White
all
House
Chico's.
Black Market.
All Chico's, all Talbots.
And White House
And
Black
White
Market.
House Black and Taylor Loft sometimes
Yes,
if it's
yes,
fun.
yep.
If it's
Welcome back. Are Janet Jackson's concerts too nasty for her nephew? And a rapper's daughter has a cute fangirl moment. And the name of Keke Palmer's baby is one for the history books. In this week's What Erica's Watching. First, Janet Jackson is preparing to be together again with fans for her upcoming tour. However, her nephew TJ is not a fan of what he calls her overly sexualized performances. He thinks they're degrading to women and made the comment after a fan posted a clip of Janet's sexy set list, where she calls a fan on stage and dances seductively. Now, no one wants to see their auntie being sexy, but TJ, you need to keep those comments in the family group chat instead of stirring up trolls right before she kicks off her tour, because we don't need that energy, okay? Next, Chance the Rapper shared a post about a random act of kindness after boarding a flight where he and his 7-year-old daughter were seated apart. A kind man switched seats so that they could be seated together. Well, his daughter recognized the man as Jack Frost from the movie Santa Claus 3. That's right, it was actor Martin Short himself. You know, the comedy legend. Now we can call them the new Three Amigos. And the side T on that is, I saw them right before they boarded that plane on LAX. Hey! And finally, Keke Palmer gave birth to her son, Leotis Andrelton Jackson. And fans are having a field day with comments. One person said the name sounds like a civil rights march. And someone else commented that the name must have been inspired by Black History Month. And here's the Keke. She loved it and responded by saying the name is given I marched with Martin. Share with me anything that catches your eye by using the hashtag DBLEricaWatch. We'll be right back.
For many of us, it's like clockwork, getting up in the morning and putting on a smartwatch. Besides just telling the time, they can help you stay connected, stay active, and supposedly even keep your heart healthy too. So how well do smartwatches work in measuring cardiac activity? Let's verify. Our sources are the FDA, popular smartwatch manufacturers, and the doctors at Johns Hopkins Digital Health Lab.
Here.
Okay. Where Dr. Francoise Marvel is really charged up.
I've been a big believer since they first came out.
Along with her colleague, Dr. Chang Kim.
We have 3 types of devices here.
They're finding smartwatches, phones, and even blood pressure monitors can help people stay in touch with their own health.
It's able to detect certain signals, whether it's your heart rate that might be too low or might be too high, or it might be an irregular heart rate.
When worn properly, flush against the skin but not too tight, they say the technology is quite accurate. The FDA has approved heart health tracking technology on the Apple Watch and Fitbit.
Watches also have the ability to actually capture an ECG that actually shows the electrical waveforms of heart rhythm.
Tracking exercise and movement is one step.
Fitness is really cornerstone of a heart-healthy life.
But the doctors hope they can work with this technology to bring important medical resources within reach.
If a patient has a diagnosis of high blood pressure, there are ways that we can use our smartwatch and our smartphone to help keep track of those blood pressures, remind them about medications to help control their blood pressures, and even give them tips about what diet is best.
People living with heart conditions or after cardiac emergencies are often prescribed cardiac rehab, where they can essentially work out under medical supervision. But the researchers say the commitment is a big hurdle for a majority of patients. That's why Johns Hopkins is currently studying best ways to use smartwatch technology to bolster cardiac rehab.
My daughter has been missing for 16 days. And ever since, I've been living every parent's nightmare.
Welcome back. That was Garcelle Beauvais in her new movie, Black Girl Missing. It's about a very real issue in our society, how so many women of color go missing, and the media and the police just do nothing about it. Earlier, we spoke with her all about it. Check it out. Please welcome Garcelle Beauvais.
Thank you for having me. First of all, you guys, I am riveted by everything you say, all your opinions. It's so good.
Thank you, Garcelle.
Garcelle, thank you for being here. That clip was very moving that we just saw, and we know that in the movie, your daughter goes missing. But what else is this movie really about?
You know, this movie is really about the disparity of when Black and brown people go missing. You know, we don't know, we don't get the recognition, we don't get the viewership, we don't get, you know, the media, the police doesn't take us seriously. It's either we're considered a runaway or they're asked us if we're on drugs, if we're doing this, if we're doing that. And that's what this movie's about, is making sure that people who may not even be aware that when brown and Black people go missing, it's important that they get the visibility that everybody gets. I mean, we can all say we know that John Benet Ramsey, Natalie Holloway, Gabby Petito, but how many of us can say a Black person who's gone missing?
Right. Mm-hmm. You know, hi, Garcelle. You know,
hi. And you looked great at NAACP.
Yes, you did. Girl, thank you. That means so much coming from you. But okay, so you worked with Black and Missing Foundation. Shout out to Natalie and Derica. They do amazing work. We've had them on this show. I've had them on my podcast. So you worked for that, or worked with them for this movie. How did their involvement shape the story?
I mean, it shaped the story in so many ways because, first of all, I wasn't even aware that there were resources like what Black and Missing Foundation does. So it just brings you aware. Also, it's not just young girls and young boys. It's older women, older men. It's across the board. And having a place where they can go to where these families can feel seen and feel like someone is out there who cares for them, I think they're tremendous.
That makes sense. I listen to a lot of true crime, and I get this whole thing of like you can see John Bonet, the white, blue-eyed kid, and you just never hear. We're getting more and more of that. Black Girl Missing is inspired, of course, by true stories of missing women of color. But my question to you, Garcelle, is why? Is it simply racism? Is it bigoted in the media that we just want to show vanilla and we don't want to show anyone other than that? Is that what you think?
I think it's systemic. I really do. I think this has been going on forever. I mean, I think listen, before, Black Lives Matter, I felt like we were screaming at the top of our lungs, see us, hear us.
Right.
And I think that falls into that as well. And we're sort of go under the radar if we go missing. We make up 17% of this country. And 40% of us go missing and no one does anything.
Wow.
Like, that's staggering.
Yeah.
Well, what I hope that your movie does is I hope, and I believe it will, is it's really going to teach people to check their privileges. So what's the biggest takeaway you want viewers to get from watching?
One, I want them to see how it works and what happens, but I also want them to sort of take charge. If you know somebody's missing in your community and you don't hear about it, go to your local television station saying, why aren't you highlighting this? And I'm hoping that the next file that comes across a police officer's desk, they might give it a little bit more attention.
Wow.
And just bringing awareness to the disparity.
Other than the disparities of missing persons cases, the movie touches on racial biases of people of color on a daily basis. Did any of these scenes really hit you, really hit close to home?
Absolutely. I mean, I think it was easy for me to play the frustration of Cheryl because we're frustrated in life so many times because, we don't get the same treatment. I have to teach my boys that if a police officer, pulls you over, now that they're starting to drive, but my older son drives, the 10 and 2 on the steering wheel, say you're going to reach for your ID, it's all a frustration building up for decades and centuries. And we just, if you have a platform like I do, this is the type of awareness that I want to bring.
Garcelle, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us today. We hope you come to the panel so we can explore more of these
sit
topics.
in with us,
I would love it. You guys are so fun.
Yeah, we need you here. So DBL Nation, you can watch Black Girl Missing March 4th on Lifetime. And you can go to blackandmissinginc.com to learn more about the foundation and how you can help.
Excellent.
We'll be right back. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, guys.
Good work.
Bye.
We typically don't even think about breathing, but some recent headlines about gas stove emissions and worries over toxic chemicals in the air, or even just this early onset allergy season, might have you thinking a little bit more about the quality of the air you breathe. A viewer asked us about the health benefits of using an air purifier. We turned to several sources to verify yes, but its effectiveness depends on the type of air purifier, what kind of pollutants you're dealing with, and where you put it. Since the Environmental Protection Agency warns filter-free air cleaners can generate high amounts of lung-irritating ozone, the EPA instead says to start by looking for air purifiers with a HEPA filter.
But it does need to run rather continuously for it to be effective.
Dr. Anjani Keswani says it should be running at least whenever people are in the room, and the filter should be rated to properly filter the size of the room it's placed in. Research shows air purifiers can help remove harmful gases from the surrounding air, but in that case, old-fashioned ventilation is probably more effective. The devices are best at catching the slightly bigger tiny particles floating around in your home, like allergens, dust, fungal spores, and emissions. There's strong evidence that helps reduce asthma symptoms in children, but the World Health Organization says household air pollution can lead to serious health problems for anyone. Dr. Keswani points out, though, people live life outside the home too, so it's a bit tough to study specific health benefits of a purifier in the house, though research does show cleaner air is healthier air.
We think a lot about air pollution as affecting the lungs and the nose and maybe the sinuses as well, but there's actually a huge amount of literature on how particulate matter affects heart attack risk and stroke risk.
Research shows the portable purifiers are more effective because they don't just rely on heat or AC kicking in to work. We have more information on the research and findings on our website. With your Verify, I'm Abby Larico.
It's that time of year when Girl Scouts start selling cookies to raise money for their troops. A tweet with more than 100,000 views claims there are 2 different versions of the famous cookies depending on where you live. So, let's verify. Our sources are the Girl Scouts of the USA and Girl Scout cookie makers, ABC Bakers and Little Brownie Bakers. It turns out there are 2 bakeries that are licensed to make Girl Scout cookies. They're required to produce a type of chocolate mint cookie, a shortbread cookie, and a peanut butter sandwich cookie, but they use different recipes and sometimes even different names. For example, both bakeries make Thin Mints, but use different ingredients and they look slightly different. Little Brownie calls its peanut butter cookie a do-si-do, but ABC calls it a peanut butter sandwich. The bakers can also create their own unique varieties or play off of their rivals. You might know this cookie as a caramel delight made with milk chocolate, but in some places it's called a Samoa and it's made with dark chocolate. Local Girl Scout councils decide which bakery to partner with and which types of cookies their troops can sell. So, yes, Girl Scout cookies are different based on where you live. With your Verify, I'm Brandon Lewis.
Welcome back, Tori. We all make excuses to get out of exercising, but did you know that there are steps you can take that make it something you actually look forward to? It's time for some joint and muscle support brought to you by Omega XL. First, enhance your environment by letting in some natural light to improve your mood. Next, try habit stacking by matching exercise with your normal routine. And finally, take a lighter approach and focus on how it makes you feel rather than stressing out about your results. Omega XL has improved the lives of millions of consumers, supported by 30 years of clinical research. Omega XL's powerful and proven benefits have transformed the lives of athletes, celebrities, and dedicated daily users. Call 800-813-6801 or visit OmegaXL.com for more information. Quickly before we go, Erica, you want to set up this video?
Oh yeah, we have proof that I stole Sam's drink because apparently I sat in the wrong row.
Oh, nice!
You did a reach and grab?
Oh my God.
Out.
That's a good move.
Very sly, like a fox.
You can just see the top of Sam's head.
Did you wake up and you're like, wait, what happened?
I woke up when we landed, and I remember like looking, and then I did say, well, "Did I have drinks?" And then Erica and Kelly Schuberth were like, "Well, you did."
You snooze, you lose.
The flight attendant kept putting new ones out because they thought that she was drinking it.
You should have just like dumped it on her lap to make her look all drunk. See you Friday or Monday.